During an intensive outpatient group therapy session about 10 years ago, I remember hearing the story of a pilot who was suffering from severe depression. He was a new father. He and his wife had just bought a new home and taken on a lot of financial debt. And now she wanted to leave him. She said that she couldn't handle his sadness and she couldn't handle their financial strain. Just 2 days prior, this pilot had attempted suicide. And as a pilot at that time, keeping his job meant he could not take antidepressants. My heart broke for him. His depression made sense to me. He had earned his mental illness. I went through training to become a speaker for the National Alliance on Mental Illness a couple years ago. And I spent the bulk of my time during that training wondering how the hell I had gotten there, because my story was not enough. These people in my training group, they had truly struggled. They'd been abused. They had inner demons I could not begin to understand. And they'd been through these horribly traumatic experiences. Not me. It wasn't even that I was angry when I first received my diagnosis. Clinical depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, bipolar disorder, in case you were curious. I knew something wasn't right inside my head. I just felt like I should have been through more. Something terrible should have happened to me in my past to allow me to qualify as being a mentally ill person, right? Wrong. To everyone out there who's listening who has a mental illness, you deserve comforting. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be treated with more respect. Me, though, I need to get over myself. I grew up a happy kid. I've always been blessed with a lot of beautiful friends, so many of whom are here today or watching online. My romantic relationships, honest to God, were by and large extremely positive. I have an amazing family, but I always could have been and still could be a better daughter, a better employee, a better friend, a better sister, a better student, a better partner, and a better mom. I could be better if I just tried harder and had more discipline. I have the capacity to be a better person, but the thing is, I don't think my best attempts will ever be enough. My therapist and the people with whom I've shared these thoughts before, not in front of a microphone, they always seem to tell me that I'm too mean to myself. Would you be okay with someone saying these things that you say to yourself to your daughter? What if she was in her own head saying these things to herself? No. Forever no. That being said, let's get back to me. I never graduated from college. I'm obese. I can't send a birthday card and have it arrive on time to save my life. Ask my mother. My house is a mess. I make promises that I can't follow through on. I lie to people saying that I've done things that I haven't because I think it's what they want to hear. And honestly, I really should have just done the thing I assured them that I would do in the first place. I swear to God, it's what I meant to do. Confession. I lie to an app on my phone called Plant Nanny about how much water I drink every day. I am afraid to let down the Plant Nanny. Further confession. I wrote this essay a month ago, and I can't even open the app now because I'm convinced I'll find some dead plant cartoon on my screen, and I don't think I can handle that kind of failure. It's funny, but it's true. I like to think that most folks can't see this part of me. I'm an outgoing person, if that hasn't already been made abundantly clear. I'm a comedian. I am a good person deep down inside. The last thing I ever want anybody to do is waste time worrying about me. That's my job. I don't want to be a burden. It's one thing to have done something bad or wrong. Then you can justify guilt and personal disappointment in those situations. It's another thing entirely to be ashamed of yourself just because you're you. As a former friend once told me in a letter, there is no amount of Zoloft in the world that will ever fix what's wrong with you. Evidently, I didn't deserve that indictment. I'm starting to realize that she was cruel. She was an asshole. Up until fairly recently, I actually believed that statement was justifiable. Those words were written 16 years ago, mind you. I am getting better at owning some of my accomplishments, like tonight. My legs are shaking so bad. I'm trying to give myself credit for all the good stuff that I do. More and more frequently, I recognize when the voice in my head has launched an assault on me. And for the record, it is really hard to discern the lying, evil voice in your head when its voice is your own. I share my struggles because I know there are others who hurt like I do, but feel like they should be smart enough just to get over it. You know who you are. You think your problems should be bigger. You don't think your pain deserves a voice. It doesn't deserve the attention. And to you, I say this: you deserve better. Please be gentle with yourself. Try your best not to feel guilty for loving yourself despite yourself. Until this week, last Sunday, I had a super predictable happy ending here. One that had tied this piece up in a perfect little Zoloft bow. I felt that that's what you, the audience, expected. The rest of the cast disagreed with me. The truth is, I will probably walk off this stage, and that voice in my head will tell me that I could have done a better job up here. I should have just stuck to hosting this show, but I'm up here. My brave will take place as soon as I step out of this light and begin to feel foolish and inferior, and most likely super fat, because that's one that hangs around. But obviously by being up here, I'm willing to fight that voice inside my head again. Thank you.